You had thoughts?
I'm not saying it because
I'll say what Rhett won't say. He doesn't think the players give a rat's ass, and I definitely
about the four nations.
Yeah, but I also watched highlights of the '96 World Cup today, and that again.
When was that?
'96, the '96 World Cup.
Thanks, dickhead. What time of year?
I think it was the fall, if I remember, which I agree is better time.
August.
Big difference.
But
Big difference. You're getting ready for the
year.
You're not beat the shit by the season.
And we hadn't seen the Olympics at that point, right? This was the first. Like, what was the time?
Yeah, you're right. It was the 2 years before the Olympics.
Yeah, it had been years and years, like Rendezvous '87 or whatever the hell it was.
It was in prime time. It wasn't at 2 a.m. in Nagano. Like it was unreal, and that's what they're trying to build, fellas. That they want that back, and they're not starting with it. I know, and I don't like the time of year. I know, but that is what they are trying to build: a tournament. That when you watch the highlights, which I have today later,
from experience. You're speaking from fandom, which is great, and they want to build it, and this and that. And the world was different in '96, and it was different in '86 and '7 and '72. Yeah. All that is irrelevant. I'm speaking from sitting in the dressing room, looking at the schedule, going, "Holy F!"
Yeah.
I'd rather have the time off than do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not everyone. I'm not.
I agree with
Captain
that. September's way better.
I'm not like I'm a different, but there has to be guys saying the right thing. Yeah, I want to. And in the back of their heads going, Mexico's real nice right now. Real good.
And then
how about the whole team going? Everyone's hanging out.
How about the flip side of the event too, right? Like we're focused on, okay, it's a break for the majority of NHL players. For the fortunate group, they're going to say the right things. They want to play for their country and all that. So the Florida Panthers, what do they have? 7 or 8 participants in the Four Nations. So there's a reasonable chance that several of their players are going to go to the end of this event, right? So now they've got 2 days between the end of the Four Nations and playing their next regular season game. So if we're willing to give the event the benefit of the doubt and expect that, okay, Canada, US, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a physical battle out there. And I don't know, maybe that's expecting too much because, again, we want to make historical references to how great the international level of play can be.
It's not too much. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, go ahead.
The individual, your competition, once you're in that game, you're going for broke. They will compete their asses off. Once you're there doing it, you don't want to look across at those guys and hear an anthem or see no. Once you're there, you're all in. I believe that fully.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess think about the number of games of the Florida Panthers, and this isn't a woe is me for the Florida Panthers. They're happy. Paul Maurice is not complaining even a little bit. I mean, I might complain on behalf of Paul Maurice how is he not involved with Team Canada in any capacity? I mean, all they do is win in Florida, and he's had a pretty good run as a head coach. But it's just there's so much at stake here. There's so much. You think of the games that the Florida Panthers have played in the last 2-3 years?
Yeah, final, and now this. Yeah,
bonkers. But again, this is how athletes can be programmed, right? The schedule has been condensed for the last number of years. So they're now used to it where you get maybe 2-3 practices a month. That's what they're used to now. So going into this event, playing at a high level, coming back, maybe having 1 day off, light skate, then maybe you take the optional or a morning skate, and then you're playing a game. Yeah, nobody's worried about it. Nobody's worried about
it. If you are the Florida Panthers or another team, do you give those guys longer? And can you? And then it comes back to, what about the fans that are paying for those tickets?
Agreed.
The NBA and the whatever the hell they call it.
And winning the division, right? Like they're in a dogfight with the Leafs and who knows? There's still plenty of hockey left. I'm looking forward to the Four Nations. I am, but I'm almost looking forward to it as much of being unsure as to what we're going to see and what we can expect. it frustrates me that it's not best on best. It can't be when you don't have Leon Draisaitl or David Pastrnak or some of the great players, including the Russians, involved. I understand current events in the state of the world and why Russia won't be allowed back in, at least from a double IHF perspective, for another year. The IOC may have something different to say about that with the Olympics looming, but it just seems more like a forced event on everybody. But if that's the case and we're entertained by it as a fan, then the end result is what they're after, and that's generating more revenue. That's what it's all about.
I hope the hockey's good, because the rest you can fix. You can move it to another time of year. You can add more teams. You can put it in different cities. You can price the tickets differently. You can do everything different as long as the hockey's good. If the hockey's no good, it's big problems for the PA and the NHL trying to grow this thing.
Yeah. We know what the cap projections are for the next 3 years, so they must be fairly confident that the revenues are going to continue to climb and climb and climb.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long-form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.